Good day, Dr. Vera. My name is Osahon Aigbe. I am a first year doctoral student Barry, Counseling Education. It's good to join you again. I guess this is our second class we're having together. To properly introduce myself as a learner and a thinker, I'm gonna go through the questions as it is on the syllabus, for clarity and for coherence sake. Um, as a thinker, I see myself as a more postmodern constructivist thinker because I believe you can better know people, you really know about people when you know what their values are, what their principles are, what their realities are, and then meeting them where they are. And when you do some critical analysis of a population, of a client, of a group of people, you're better able to fully understand, by knowing what their norms are, what their values are, what their cultures are. So that greatly influenced my thinking style. As a learner, I would say I'm a visual learner. I'm a visual learner. I like to see. I like to try things, and I'm also an experiential learner too. I learn most by experiencing things, by being able to apply it to real life situation, by seeing examples of a concept. Of an idea being adopted and used in a real way, that is my best mode of learning. Um, what are my expectations from the class? My expectations are, just to be able to improve and increase my counseling skills, in a more advanced way. I want to be able to apply different key concepts, different theories and philosophies into different complex situations and cases and scenarios. And as we know, in this profession and in this field, you continually learn. It's a continuous activity and process. So my goal or my idea is at the end of this class to have been able to learn new ways, learn new ideas to further my clinical experience and my clinical skills. My counseling orientation. My counseling orientation, for the most part, is quite eclectic, so to speak, because I have a graduate degree in social work, and I've been exposed to various counseling techniques and methodologies. CBT is one, motivational interviewing is another. I'm very strength based. Strength based is something that I really hold dear. Basically, seeing the client as being able to make changes, being able to being in charge of their affair and their lives. So when I'm doing counseling, I always look at it from what my clients and what they do have rather than focusing on what they lack or what the challenges are. I rather look at the strengths, the hopefulness, and the belief that might change are the experts. They are the experts in their affairs, and they have the power. And with the right support and right resources, they are able to handle their situations. So yes, so I try to meet my clients where they are, and I try to be as supportive as I can be, because I feel like self-determination is the key, to actually make progress in any counseling endeavor, that you're embarking with your clients. Um, I think the last question is what is my reaction to Harvard the Harvard assessment? I did complete the assessment. It was actually fun. It was a fun assessment to complete, and the interpretation for me kind of just showed what I already what I already knew about myself. And again, thanks to the multiple diversity classes, the multicultural classes that is so well taught here at Barry, I've been basically, been in this process. So what the assessment did for me was to kind of just bring out most of those things that I have learned in this program and in this university about multicultural issues, about assumptions, about bias, about implicit bias, and even explicit bias sometimes. So completing the assessment was pretty exhilarating for me, and it was, it made me be on my toe to really answer follow the pace of the assessment. And again, everything I learned, the interpretation, how is it going to affect me as a counselor, as a practicing counselor, professional. I think, like I said, it's just gonna, help me, reinvigorate me in being aware of my own implicit biases, being aware of my assumptions, being aware of my stereotype, because sometimes, as much as we learn about these topics, as much as we practice it, as good intention or well intentioned as we are, we sometimes forget, and it happens. But I feel like the biggest thing is to be able to have the mental competence in the sense of knowing that this can happen, and being always in a space where you can make changes. You can keep making changes, being aware of how these bias, these stereotypes can creep up on you without you even knowing it, so that you can definitely nip it in the bud and align it to be your guiding principle, as you work with individuals, as you work with family, as you work with underserved communities, as you work with marginalized communities. I'm gonna be honest. It's not sometimes the easiest thing to do. Especially when you have to work in an environment where there are outcomes that you have to complete. There are, issues, there are administrative issues you have to address. Sometimes, truly being able to always be aware of this bias, stereotype creeping in can sometimes be hard. However, these assessments really, really emphasize the need for all practitioners, myself included, to be always be aware of of the need to just be at alert and check for these biases as they come up, so that we can address it and just make sure everyone is treated the same, everyone is treated equally, and we as diverse and multiculturally competent as we can be. So I think I've answered all the questions that is asked, and of course, as the semester progresses, I'm gonna be able to, as we converse, as we talk, as we learn together, as we co-create knowledge together, I'm gonna be able to, reveal more of my thinking style, my learning styles, my orientations, and all the progress. So I think that's about it. Thank you so much, Dr. Vera. Hopefully, we'll be able to meet in class next week. Thank you.